Okay, I'd like to present to you the tutorial for the 4 keyword card trick. I have a link here to the performance. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you check it out. It'll just make it a little easier to understand this tutorial. So, I assume you're back from that now. So, what we do is we give the deck a good shuffle, and I recommend that you actually shuffle the deck yourself rather than the spectator, but just make sure that you're very convincing in that you're shuffling the deck very thoroughly so that the spectator is satisfied that there's absolutely no way you could be false shuffling in any way or hiding any kind of setup. And the reason why I say this is because what you're actually hiding from the spectator is not the shuffling of a setup of any kind, but what you're hiding is a key card that, well, I'll show you. I can flick right to it. It's a shorter card that I can easily run my thumb to, and it allows me to control it so that I can bring it to the bottom of the deck. And this card is only, I've just shaven the top part of the card about 2 or 3 millimeters, and you'll find that this is really easy to just flick your, you got to actually square the deck, but just with a little practice you can flick right to the card. And then we bring the card to the bottom of the deck. So once you know you've convinced the spectator that the card's well shuffled, you just do one casual cut, bring the card to the bottom of the deck, and then you're ready for the trick. So what we do, like in the performance, we give a demonstration of the questions we're going to be asking about their selected card. And it's important that we do this because what you're going to be doing is you're setting up 20 cards to sit just below the key card at the bottom of the deck. So the card we're going to use for the demo, like in the performance, I'll use the King of Clubs because that'll set up for 20 cards. So the 4 keyword questions are, the first question we ask is the color of the card. And of course the King of Clubs being a black card, we spell black. And we spell the cards face up, and I'll tell you why a little later. So what we do is we spell black, B-L-A-C-K, and we ask, of course, the next question if it's a figure card or number card. And of course, being the King of Clubs, it's a figure card, so we'll spell figure, F-I-G-U-R-E. And next, we mentioned that we need to know the value and the suit. So the value, King, so K-I-N-G, and the suit, Clubs, C-L-U-B-S. And that was a bizarre way I landed right at the King of Clubs right there, in case you noticed that. But anyways, okay. So, once we've done that, we just turn the cards over and we make sure that we set the rest of the cards on top, just like that. So our key card is now the 21st card from the bottom of the deck. And that's the setup we want for the rest of the trick. Now, what we do is we get the spectator to cut any amount of cards less than half of the deck. So they can pick up any amount less than half, and they can shuffle the cards a bit if they want. And you stress that you're not going to look at the cards. You let the spectator choose whatever card they like, and whatever card they choose, let's say they choose the Jack of Spades, they set that card on top of the deck, and once they've set their card on top, you then ask the spectator to cut the cards about a little over half of the cards that are remaining on the table, so they can pick up, more than half, and then bury their card, which then seems well hidden, and they can cut the cards if they want, and they can cut them again. Now what has happened here is when they picked up over half of the remaining cards, they've actually picked up a packet of cards containing the key card. Now, what has happened here is when they bury their top selected card, the key card is actually now situated in a certain amount of cards away from the selected card. So no matter how many times they cut it, all you have to do to make sure what you do now, when you retain the cards from the spectator, just hold the pack so that you can glide your thumb right to the key card, and you just casually do this like you're cutting the deck one last time, but you've actually set up the deck in a way so that the key card is now at the bottom, and the rest of the cards above the key card are sitting in a way so that their selected card is positioned just at the right amount of cards from the key card. And then we just pick up the rest of the cards and set them on top. And now the deck is set for the spelling. So what we do now is of course we ask the first question what the color of the card is. So in this case it's a Jack of Spades, so we're going to spell black. So again, we flip the cards face up, B-L-A-C-K. And then the second question, if it's a figure or number, in this case it's a figure, so F-I-G-U-R-E. And then we ask the spectator, this is an important part here now, we pause for a moment and we ask the spectator, or we mention to the spectator that we're going to find out the last two keywords, the value and the suit. And then we ask the spectator what is their card, what is the name of their card, and then they say the name Jack of Spades in this case. Now I'll just spell my Jack of Spades and then I'll explain further why I'm stressing this part of the trick that you ask them for their card first. So I'll spell Jack of Spades, so J-A-C-K, there's Jack, and then I spell Spades, S-P-A-D-E-S, and then we arrive at the card. Now here's what happens. This always doesn't happen this way. It's really important that you stop and ask what their card is, because what you're going to listen for is if their card is a heart or a three-letter value, like ace, 6, or 10. Now the importance of that is if it's either a heart or a three-letter value or both, in that case, instead of spelling the value and the suit separately, you're going to spell the value of the card and then the word of, and then the suit. So you're just going to sneak that word of in, 2 cards for of, and then the suit. And then you'll arrive properly to the card. Now, another thing I have to stress too is the cards don't always land exactly on the last letter you spell. There are actually 3 different ways that it will land after you spell. It'll either land right on, like my card just did, it'll land right on the last letter, S, on the plural form of the suit, or it will land just after the spelling. So this is why you can see why now you deal the cards face up, so that when you're finished a spelling and you see that it's not their card at the end of the spelling, that then gives you the cue to glide the next card over and mention to the spectator that this card, believe it or not, is their selected card. So then you flip the next card and it reveals itself to be their card. That's the second possible way that it'll end the spelling. Now the third very rare case that'll happen is the spelling will actually end on the singular form of the suit. So it won't land on an S like hearts, or if you're spelling spades, let's say, and you spell S-P-A-D-E, it won't land on the S, it'll land on the E of spade. It'll land on the last letter of the singular form of the suit, which is not as neat as an ending, but it still looks quite convincing because the spectator will be amazed enough to see their card land on the last letter of the singular form of the suit. It seems maybe a little suspicious, but I really don't think so. I think they'll be so amazed that they'll overlook that. Now, again, that's a rare case anyways. And what else did I want to explain? I think that's about it. Yeah, so you just have to look out for the 3-letter values and the hearts, and that'll give you the cue to spell of in the spelling of their card. Any other card, you can just spell the value and then the suit separately, and that's that. So Anyways, I hope that made sense. It's about the simplest way I could explain it. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.